Hi, I'm Pamela. This was the kind of weekend I'd been dreaming about for months. My soon-to-be in-laws had invited everyone to their sprawling countryside estate for a relaxed family gathering. The scent of fresh air, the creak of aged wooden floors, and the towering oak tree in the yard whispered decades of family stories. It was idyllic, a perfect setting for the next chapter of my life. I stood in the main hall, sunlight streaming through dusty windows, as my friend Lisa admired my engagement ring. Her eyes widened with delight. "Oh, Pamela, it's stunning. Jack has such good taste," she gushed. I laughed, warmth filling my chest. He does. I can't wait to start this new chapter with him. Jenna, a college friend, joined us, a glass of champagne in hand. "So have you picked out the dress yet?" Before I could answer, Lisa practically squealed, "She has." "Jenna, it's breathtaking. You'll die when you see it." Their excitement was infectious. Between laughter and wedding talk, I excused myself to grab refreshments from the kitchen. As I neared the door, the hum of voices stopped me in my tracks. Clara and Beth, my soon-to-be mother-in-law and sister-in-law. My first instinct was to step in and say hello, but the sharp edge in their tone made me hesitate. "She's absolutely not fit for this family," Beth hissed. Clara sighed deeply. "I don't understand what Jack sees in her either, but what can we do? The wedding's practically here." "Emma would have been perfect," Beth muttered. "She's beautiful, wealthy, and from the right circles." I froze, my breath catching in my throat. "Emma? Who was Emma?" Clara's voice dropped to a conspiratorial whisper. "You're still planning on spilling red wine on her dress, aren't you?" Beth chuckled darkly. "That's a classic, but no. I've got something better in mind. What if we tampered with the wedding cake? Imagine the chaos if everyone got sick." The calculated malice in her tone sent a chill down my spine. Clara mused, or perhaps I could chat with Mrs. Patterson during the ceremony. A little nudge about Pamela's past, and she'll create a scene for sure. Their laughter filled the kitchen, cold and cruel. My heart pounded, a lump forming in my throat. How could they? Why? Retreating silently, I returned to Lisa and Jenna, my face pale. They immediately noticed. "Pamela, what's wrong?" Lisa asked, her voice full of concern. I hesitated before telling them everything. Their reactions mirrored my own. Jenna's eyes flashed with fury. "Those witches. Who does that?" Lisa grabbed my hand, her grip firm. "We're not letting them get away with this, Pamela." A sense of determination settled within me. They think I'm an easy target, but they're in for a surprise. Our conversation stretched into the night, plans forming amidst the shock. I wasn't alone. Whatever Clara and Beth had planned, I had my friends by my side, ready to fight back. When I returned to my childhood home the next day, the memory of their laughter still haunted me, biting at my peace. I needed more support, and there was no one better than Sasha and Mia to confide in. As the evening sun bathed my living room in gold, I poured my heart out. "You're telling us Clara and Beth are sabotaging your wedding?" Maya asked, her expression a mixture of disbelief and outrage. Sasha slammed her coffee mug onto the table. "Those snakes. Who do they think they are?" "I don't know," I admitted, my voice trembling. "What do I do? It's my wedding, and the thought of someone deliberately trying to ruin it." My voice trembled under the weight of betrayal. Mia took my hand, her eyes fierce with determination. "We're going to make sure they don't get their way. You're not facing this alone, Pamela. We've got your back. Always." We spent hours in Mia's apartment, strategizing. Sasha, ever the planner, had a notebook open, jotting down ideas. "All right, Pamela, we need a game plan," she said, tapping her pen. "If Clara and Beth are planning to pull something at the wedding, we'll need eyes on them at all times. We can take shifts to ensure they don't cause any mischief." Mia nodded. "And it's not just during the wedding. We need to be vigilant before it too. Your dress, the cake, everything could be a target." The next morning, over brunch at our favorite coffee shop, I filled Jack in. His expression shifted from confusion to disbelief. "My mother and sister? Really, Pamela? Are you sure?" "Believe me, I wish I weren't," I said, my voice quiet. "I overheard them at the house." Jack ran a hand through his hair, his brow furrowed. "Okay, I trust you. I'll keep an eye on them, but you're certain they're planning something for the wedding?" "I'm certain. Mia and Sasha are helping too." He sighed, his shoulders heavy with the weight of it all. "This is overwhelming." but we'll get through it. Together. Later that evening, the three of us dove into research at Mia's apartment. The warm glow of her desk lamp illuminated the scattered papers and open laptops. We combed through articles on wedding sabotage and scrutinized Clara and Beth's social media profiles. Sasha's eyes lit up with an idea. What if we gather evidence, like a recording of them plotting? It could come in handy if we need to confront them. It's risky, Mia agreed, but worth it. We just need to catch one of their schemes on tape. Armed with a discreet voice recorder, I visited Clara and Beth's house under the guise of a routine stop. Following Mia and Sasha's careful coaching, I planted the device where it would pick up their conversation. To our relief, it worked. The recording captured every detail of their schemes, including a new plan to switch the seating arrangements at the reception to cause chaos. Hearing their voices solidified my resolve. With this evidence, I felt a renewed sense of strength. To allies, Sasha said, raising an imaginary toast, and to ensuring your big day goes off without a hitch. The sun rose on my wedding day, its rays spilling over the beautiful garden venue. Fairy lights twinkled in the soft morning breeze. But instead of feeling nervous, I was determined. In the bridal suite, Sasha and Mia stood beside me in their elegant bridesmaid dresses. As I adjusted my veil in the mirror, Mia smirked, holding a glass of red wine. "Don't even joke with that," I said, giggling nervously. "Relax," Mia replied with a wink. "This isn't for you. It's for Beth." Moments later, Beth approached with a suspiciously sweet smile, a glass of red wine clutched a little too tightly in her hand. "Congrats, Pamela," she said, her voice dripping with insincerity. As she passed by, her arm swayed deliberately toward my pristine white dress. But Mia was quicker. She bumped into Beth just in time, spilling the drink all over Beth's pale pink dress instead. "Oh my. So clumsy of me," Mia said, her tone a perfect mix of mock apology and mischief. Beth's face turned a deep shade of crimson, matching the wine now soaking her dress. "Mia, watch where you're going." Mia smiled slyly. "Oops." I stifled a laugh as Sasha whispered, "Round one to us." But the battle wasn't over. Clara, elegantly dressed, moved among the guests, her voice soft but insidious. I noticed some guests casting furtive glances my way, their expressions uncertain. My Aunt Lisa approached, her brow furrowed. "Pamela, is it true what Clara's been saying about you?" I took a deep breath, ready to respond, but Sasha stepped in. "Don't believe a word, Aunt Lisa. Clara's been stirring the pot all day, and it's all nonsense." Relief washed over my aunt's face. I thought so. She seemed far too eager to share her gossip. Sasha made quick work of briefing a few other key family members, shutting down Clara's rumors before they could take root. The focus shifted back to the joyous occasion. The ceremony itself was magical. Under a canopy of greenery and twinkling fairy lights, Jack and I exchanged vows. Surrounded by the love of our friends and family, nothing else mattered. The sabotages felt like a distant memory. As the evening wore on and the reception came alive with music and laughter, I couldn't help but smile. Feeling just a touch vindictive, I discreetly played the recording of Clara and Beth's scheming for a few close family members. The range of expressions on their faces was satisfying. Shock, disgust, and disbelief rippled through the room. Jake, usually the family's light-hearted jokester, was uncharacteristically serious. "I can't believe it stooped so low." Lucy, my cousin, shook her head in disbelief. "That's just inexcusable." Word spread quickly. Though no one openly confronted them, the chilly reception Clara and Beth received was undeniable. The once chatty pair suddenly found themselves ignored, avoided, and treated like pariahs in their own family gathering. Sasha leaned in, her voice dripping with satisfaction. "Justice served, Pamela, and in the best way possible." I smiled, feeling a lightness I hadn't felt in weeks. The rest of the evening was filled with dancing, laughter, and love. As Jack twirled me around on the dance floor, the worries and plots of Clara and Beth felt like a distant storm, leaving behind a breathtaking rainbow in its wake. The rhythmic sound of waves crashing against the shore mirrored the steady beat of my heart. Here I was in paradise, a stunning beach resort with Jack by my side. Sitting on the balcony of our honeymoon suite, a drink in hand, I let myself breathe in the beauty of the horizon stretching endlessly before us. Jack turned to me, his expression serious, tinged with regret. "You know, I've been thinking about everything that happened." Pamela, I'm so sorry I doubted you. I looked into his eyes, seeing the sincerity of his words. It's okay, Jack. I get it. It's hard to believe your own family would do something like that. He took a deep breath, his voice heavy with emotion. I'm just grateful you had the courage to stand up to them. Honestly, I can't imagine how our wedding would have turned out if it hadn't been for you and Sasha and Mia. A soft smile tugged at my lips. We do make a pretty good team, don't we? He chuckled, his tone lighter. That's an understatement. As we sat there enjoying the serenity, my phone buzzed with a new message. It was from Aunt Lisa. Hey Pamela, just wanted to let you know that news about Clara and Beth has spread. Most of the family is furious. Good on you for handling everything so gracefully. Enjoy your honeymoon. Soon after, more messages poured in from friends and family, some expressing shock, others admiration for how I had handled the ordeal. It seems Clara and Beth are finally getting a taste of their own medicine. I mused, scrolling through the messages. Jack nodded. They brought it on themselves. Actions have consequences. The rest of the day was blissful. We explored the resort, indulged in spa treatments, and savored exquisite cuisines. But the best part of it all was simply being with Jack, knowing we had weathered a storm together and emerged stronger. That evening, as we strolled hand in hand along the beach, the cool sand under our feet, I found myself reflecting on everything. The sting of betrayal, the anxiety of the unknown, the relief of having allies, and the sweetness of triumph. Each moment was like a bead on a necklace, threading together the story of our wedding. Jack squeezed my hand, pulling me out of my thoughts. What's on your mind? I smiled up at him. Just how lucky I am, not just for escaping Clara and Beth's schemes, but for having friends like Sasha and Mia, and for having you. He leaned in, brushing a kiss against my forehead. I'm the lucky one, Pamela. For your strength, your resilience, and the love you've brought into my life. We spent the rest of the night lying on beach chairs under a canopy of stars. The past felt like a distant memory, a storm we had overcome together. Raising my glass, I whispered a quiet toast to the horizon, where the vast sea met the endless sky. To us, I said softly. It was a toast to love, friendship, and the sweet taste of victory. What do you think? Do people like Clara and Beth deserve second chances, or are some actions unforgivable? Share your thoughts in the comments below.